I am genuinely sorry that the word bitch was said. It was definitely on the front of my mind to get to her so I can alleviate any tension that we had. I'm completely.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We're back talking about Ready to Love Her. You know what time it is, baby. Listen, it's crazy out here. The latest episode of Ready to Love has been insightful. I'm actually intrigued by this episode because I think there was no carnage per se. Of course, we had a little bit of you had Vince apologizing to Lauren. We had a little bit of a conversation between Christina and Vince, but it wasn't necessarily no carnage. But what I will say is, I think there was some interesting developments that were starting to take place, right? We had Donna, obviously, who was in the bottom because she had told Ed that she's not a Christian per se. She didn't say she was an atheist, but she said obviously for her, she's on a spiritual walk. She's all about spirituality. And then Ed obviously probably then took the information back and said she's an atheist, which is not correct. And that kind of set the men on edge. And then we also had Christina, who, let's be honest, is sounding like every day she just wants a man's money. I think she has the wrong way of going about it. There's a way to get a man's money, baby. You got to seduce that man, but baby, I'm not hearing no seduction right now, cuz. Yeah? Very anti-seductive in all the things that you're doing, sis. I'm going to need you to calm all the way down, okay? I'm going to need you to chill. I'm going to need you to relax, because right now what you're giving us ain't it. And then we had, obviously, the couple, Dominique and Bello, who just seem to be, getting deeper in the love. What I will say is, I need Bello to chill. I don't want to hear no conversation about bankrolling any business idea when old girl hasn't chosen you yet. She looked very cozy with Cardi. She looked very cozy with Devon. She was looking very cozy with Ed. I mean, at one point, Ed had his hand on her knee. Too many people are comfy. Now, of course, this is Ready to Love. You got to do what you got to do in order to build a connection so you can stay on the show. So maybe she's just doing what she needs to do to stay on the show because she's only kissed one person, which was obviously Bello. And she only cooked for one person, Bello. So she could be playing a really great game. But I'm just wanting to be very, very aware that if it hasn't been locked down, if it's not finished, if it's not been solidified, if the contract hasn't been signed, my boy, I'm gonna need you to put it down. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, don't allow yourself to get pulled into that game where you allow yourself to, you want to start doing business deals and signing contracts when you haven't signed her to your football team, is what we say, right? You haven't signed her to your team. She hasn't agreed to come over to your team. She hasn't agreed to, be with you just yet, right? She's got other suitors. And so when that happens, you just got to be, a little bit just cautious when you're moving. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not going to work. I'm not saying, that, this can't be a black love renaissance. But what I'm really saying is calm the frick down. Okay? Calm it down because you're doing a lot right now. Calm it all the way down. That's what I'm saying. Calm it down. Okay? I love that you're enthusiastic. I love that. But it's given you're going to buy her over. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been there before. You get a little bit anxious and you just get a little bit excited and you kind of jump a little bit ahead of your time. You're absolutely wanting to be as helpful as you want to be, but you need to also know levels, right? Now, within this space, obviously, I think what's also intriguing is, there was some more kind of connections that were being made. Devon, Shannon had a little bit of a connection. We could hear how Devon was, I think Shannon might be into Devon a bit more than he is into her. It feels like Devon is making strides with Shannon, but like I don't feel like he's actually involved. Like I feel like he's still got his eye on Dominique. And so long as he's got his eye on Dominique, he's not gonna let go of Dominique. That's the problem. Dominique is the prize for him. I've been there, so I know what it is like. When you're dating someone, you like them and they're the prize. Yeah, that's when you deep it and you're like, okay, hold on a minute. This is not allowing you to be allowed to be your full self with Devon. Then I also got Nicole. Listen, Nicole, there is nothing wrong with a girl wanting to pay for a date. In fact, I encourage it. Okay. But what you need to understand is, old girl has already told us how much she liked Ed in school. She told us how handsome he is. She told us how much she likes Ed. So now she's also planning a date. I'm a bit like, ooh, sis, you might be doing a bit too much like Bello. You might just be doing a teeny little bit too much. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that's 100% the case, but I'm saying that's 100% the case. You know what I'm saying, Chu? I just feel like sometimes that she might be just getting a little bit too much. I need you to slow it all the way down. I also felt a little bit sorry for Lauren in this episode because of having to hear Vince, after he called her the B word, she had to then obviously, pick up the pieces, and she looked almost a little bit disheveled, a little bit distraught. Not saying that she was broken, but it's like, the guy that you liked, the guy that you thought you defended, he's embarrassed you, he shamed you, and yes, he's apologized, but apologies doesn't mean reconciliation. And and it can't wipe away the pain that you feel from a person who has embarrassed you. Do you know what I mean? So a lot's going on. So I'm thirsty. Water tastes like liquid gold, mate. All right, cool. Let's have a look at this. Let's get this episode. Let's play a little bit, and before the panel come on and they tell us their thoughts as well. Like, let's have a little look at what's happening on this episode as well. Let's go slightly back as well and tap into some of the things that were kind of going on, because I tell you,
Because I'm a little tired. I went hard in the gym today.
Okay, what you do?
The pecs a little bit.
You're moving your shoulders. You're not moving your.
All right, let's talk a little bit. Donna and obviously Donna and Vince. I think with Donna and Vince, they've been from first episode we've seen them. They've had a pretty much good connection. They've actually had a decent connection. And so watching Donna and watching Vince, it actually seems quite natural. I would say though, there's a lot of distance between the two of them. Have you ever noticed that whenever they talk, I never feel like he's closing the gap or like she's closing the gap. It always feels like there's a distance between the two of them. You know what I mean? Like, you can see him standing there, but there's always a gap between the two. I don't know. I don't know if you like any of the ladies.
Wait a minute.
Vince is so funny, y'all. I just connect with that. We talk every day.
So obviously they talk. He said that they talk every day. They talk every day. So I get it. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, like, that he doesn't like her at all. But I'm just wondering how much attraction actually is there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's just.
Can you slow down? I wonder how much attraction actually is there, because if I don't see people closing gaps and I always see them standing far apart, I'm always thinking to myself that this means that you don't like that person as much as you're saying you do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't actually like them as much as you're saying you do. And maybe they're just being a bit tentative. Maybe it's a bit early, so that's why. But I never see the gap between Vince and Donna closer. I never see like a hand stroke or a touch. She was much closer to Darius than she has ever been with Vince. You notice that with Darius, her knees were touching Darius. Like, she fancied Darius. I don't care what she says. She fancied Darius. And her knees were touching Darius. Her hand was on Darius's knee. But what we see with Vince, we never see that physical aspect. So I don't know who it is, who's stopping the other person from getting that close, but somebody's stopping it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't really buy their... I don't buy it, but I think they're more friends than anything in that space. Because as much as she thinks it's funny, I just don't see the connection. Do you get me? Man, don't see it, blood. Okay, cool. Let's get to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Because let me just say this. Dominique, the master flirter around there as well. Look at this one.
Sometimes I just sit back and just look at you. I'm like, you know what? She look good.
Really?
And that's not a game. You know what that is?
What?
Not Cardi drawing for a kiss on the cheek out here. Okay, cool. So, like I said, Dominique is a master of flirting, man. She knows how to... If she was a politician of dating, like, she'd be a top politician. Like, she'd get people to invest in her campaigns, because the man them are swooned, bro. The man them are swooned. Now, of course, Cardi and Dominique were having a good conversation. It seemed like they were really engaged. Dominique, again, as always, seems very engaged. And then he reached over for a kiss, and I said, what's going on here? Why are you reaching over for a cheek kiss? I said, okay. But there was nothing really, they didn't really show us any kind of like deep conversation. We just saw that they were having a good time. Do you know what I mean? So again, I'm not going to put anything on it, but I was just looking. I was like, it was very, very brief, and we didn't get much deep information from their connection. Do you get me? It was just a simple kind of thing.
Sometimes I just sit back and just look at you. I'm like, you know what? She look good.
Really?
Showed up.
Hey.
You got out the car. I seen you walking in. They're like, who that? I'm like, that's Assertive. Yeah, let them know.
Why are you looking?
I'm just looking at
Oh, you just pulled me so you can stare? Should I pose?
Yeah, pose. Think about, you know.
All right, so Darius, Ashanti, and Ashley. So it's going to be interesting because Darius is a very, very charismatic, energetic. He's very warm, very receptive, very much somebody who is, you know, a ladies' man, if you want to call it that. And within that space, he's very smooth. And so with Ashanti and also with Ashley, you got two women that are going to probably end up competing for Darius because he's a very suave guy. He's a very confident guy as well. And he doesn't shy away from that. We're not mad at it. Like, we love the fact that he's able to be confident in himself. And so with that being said, I think what we saw with Ashanti, he had a conversation, and I was kind of saying that it's so hard to play this game of dating on Ready to Love because you gotta be careful what you say. You might end up saying the same thing to two women and find yourself in a bit of a pickle. Because he said some strong words to Ashley, and I was like, well, if you're talking to Ashanti as well, it's gonna be a bit of a problem.
I'm a photographer, so I ain't tell you that.
How long you been on that?
I was like 13, 14, shooting pictures.
How old are you now?
I'm 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
40.
Okay.
Grown man.
Grown.
Man. I'm grown. Ashanti. She was just smiling. She was happy. And our vibe got a little stronger, a little deeper. I felt it.
I think, like, with Ashanti, I think she's a little bit afraid of Darius. You know what I mean? I think she's a little bit afraid of Darius, and she should be. Okay, because we don't know anything about Darius just yet. I feel like right now he's very smooth. You know what I'm saying to you? So she should proceed with caution because you never want to get into a situation where, you know, you're being sold a dream. You get me? Okay, but I think with Ashanti it's tough because, again, her walls are also very high. Ashley's walls don't seem high, but they are high. So it's like these two are actually quite similar in terms of having emotional walls. Ashanti just seems a bit more ready to talk or have a. No, I shouldn't say that. Ashanti it's got walls that you have to break down. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Ashley seems to be more receptive, but Ashley's actually got a lot of insecurity. Like, in terms of the way that when I say insecurity, I don't mean in a bad way, in a sense of, like, she needs a bit more reassurance. So she'll always ask him for reassurance. Right? So she'll come out and be like, do you like me? She'll come out and say, you know, but, you know, I'm not going to compete. Da, da, da. She'll say these things because for her, she needs to be able to feel secure. And she doesn't feel secure with someone like Darius. And she actually told him, like, you talk to a lot of the ladies. And I was like, yeah, I mean, is it Ready to Love? What do you expect a guy to do?
You know, I'm feeling the day, but I had to come see you.
Mm-hmm. Where are you looking at? I'm up here.
Looking at your chain. Your chain. Yeah, bro, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out the chain.
What's
like,
going on?
Now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you got your breast out and someone looks at your breast, what do you... my eyes are up here. Well, you got cleavage open. What do you think? What do you think I'm going to do? You purposely put cleavage for what? No. You could have worn a dress that had no breasts. So why do you what do you expect me to do? You've opened the cleavage. It's not even like you have a top and your chest is big and that's why it's showing. No, you have open cleavage. Darling, come on. Stop playing games with me. Stop playing games. You did exactly what you needed to do. Okay? You did exactly what you need to do. Now you're doing, oh, my breasties. Come get the frick out of here, man. Get the frick out of here, man. Stop playing those games, man.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, that keeps getting swallowed.
Sound like TD Jakes. Don't want to be swallowed. That is funny.
No, I don't want to get swallowed. Lord of mercy. I'm joking about being swallowed. Okay. Then there was obviously Christina and Ed. Man, this was a train wreck of a conversation. I can't lie to you. Like, I don't know if Christina is sick and tired of the process, whether she hates production, whether she hates the castmates and the men. I don't know what's going on with Christina, but I refuse to believe that this is her natural character. Because I'm sorry, how can you be so blunt about the way you behave in regards to the opposite sex? Surely not. Surely not. Because, bro, it don't make a lick of sense. The behavior just seems so obtuse.
I'm not going to chase you to give me what I want from you. I'm going to really sit back and be patient enough to observe what you are offering to know if you are considerate or inconsiderate.
So my question is, how do you do that with multiple people in a 6-week time span?
She's about to tell you how she does that with multiple people. And I don't know why she told him. You know? I don't know why she told him as well. I don't know why she told him that, you know what? I text 3 other men and ask them the same thing I asked you and think that the person is not going to feel some type of way. But that's why I said I feel like with Christina, whatever happened in Detroit, she must have got into some very painful relationships because the way you're talking, it don't make sense. You trying to tell me that you think it's okay to tell another person, 2 other people, to tell them, listen, I text 3 other people to test them about whether they will pay me money to see if I can get a massage. Sis, I need you to heal. I need you to heal ASAP Rocky because you moving mad transactional and it's unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Easy. I asked the 3 men that I was very interested in for a massage for me. A man who really wants you is willing to take care of you.
The massage thing. I didn't know.
Maybe this works for the man them that got ego, isn't it? Maybe, you know what? Maybe this works for people, for the man them who are very uber competitive. You know, there's men out there who want to compete against other men for a girl. They want to prove. You know what I'm saying to you? They want to prove. When people are like that, bro, like that probably works for them. That probably works for mandem like that. It works for mandem who when they're dating girls, they want to date a woman that's got other competitors and try to prove that they're better than other competitors. But on an honest level, when a person knows their value, they're not trying to wrestle with this man here, this man here, this man here. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves and move. You get me? So I'm confused as to why that is something that she keeps telling the mandem this. She must have misinterpreted. How these men move. I don't know what happened in the music realms. I don't know what happens in the music realms, but maybe she's been transactionally used in the realms of the music area because the way she's moving is how I can envisage her moving that way with mandem who are willing to take. I was just like, you got a whole oversharing problem too, baby. You don't have to share information. Look out, but
This was a conversation she had with 3 other guys. It was like, what? Like, that was weird.
But before you can even become my man, I gotta know what you need to give me.
This was given very much attachment issues because she really was trying to feel safe by asking men what they can do for her because then she feels safe. Once she knows that you're somebody who can move and shake, she can now feel safe with you. And I listen, there's a part of me that also goes, I get it. But there's another part of me that says this is unhealthy. This is unhealthy. You know, it's very much unhealthy in that particular space. So you just got to be aware and be very, very vigilant, you know, of yourself. But I think for her, she has been through some stuff. Yeah, she's been through some stuff with some men, and it's made her become hard. I'm gonna get you before you get me. Okay, I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's what I'm saying about that situation. You know. Okay, let's quickly talk about the black love here.
Girl, you shining.
I like your outfit. You look nice. At this point, my connection with Bello is pretty intense, but I also feel like Devon is a great guy. I enjoy his company, so I want to keep an open mind.
So.
Now, Devon, I hear you. See, I'm not gonna get on the. I'm sorry, Dominique. I hear you. I'm not gonna get on Dominique. I'll get my boy Bello. Bello. Come here, mate. Come here. There's nothing wrong with you spending a little bit of money on a woman, okay? All right? I love to see it, okay? I love to see the game. I love to see it played well. What I want you to do, though, is pay attention, okay? All right? What I needed him to do, and maybe he means that, but it got edited out. I want you to put caveat on you trying to help with a business. What I want to hear is, I don't even really want to even you to say it at all, because I think it incites people to want to invest in you that they might not actually invest in you, but what you can do for them. Okay, so when you're talking about you want to run a real estate business, this could potentially work. I could all I was hearing was, I'll put my money down for you to be able to sort out your business, and I started saying, no sirree. That's how you're going to get used, and you're going to cry and ask the question, why is it that women are only using you for your finances or your connections? Well, because you led with it. Because you led with it. So we've got to be very careful now, Bello. Got to be very careful. All right? So I just needed to be a little bit, chill. All right? Cool. Let's quickly move on. And then I see Seaway's behind as well, so it'd be good to get her opinion as well today. All right. Devin and Shannon, man. Okay.
I think it's very
Feminine.
yeah.
So I'm very comfortable in my sexuality.
I love that for you, because a lot of men are not.
Me and Shannon vibe. I'm realizing that we have a lot in common. I like it. I dig it. She's pretty dope.
Now I hope that Devin releases the mermaid called Dominique in his life. Okay, all right, brothers, we've got to release some of the mermaids that are in our life, that are singing songs and wrecking your ships. Okay, relationships. All right, sir, Devin, I need you to release the siren out of your life, sir. Okay, Shannon is there. I need you to start bucking up those ideas. Don't be going over where Dominique is. Okay, I know Dominique is sexy. She really is sexy. My God, I can understand why a man might take a risk. She is sexy. Okay, but I want you to understand that, bro, that's not your boo. Nelly said it right. Was it Nelly? My boo. No, it was Usher. It was Usher and Alicia Keys. Sorry. You know what I'm saying to you? I hear it. The distraction. One day, this happened to me one time. I remember back in the day, there was a girl that I was talking to, and then there was another girl that was a baddie that came into my life, and she was a baddie. I'm talking about the kind of baddie that was well out my league. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you no fake truths. She was a baddie. Okay? All right, I got distracted. All right? I got distracted. And in the end, I didn't even get the baddie in the end. Was it worth it? Absolutely, yes. Okay? Sometimes you just got to take a risk. You might not get it, but you might not get it. But it is what it is. Right? But I need Dom to not do it. We ain't got that time. I was 20-something. You ain't got that time, my brother. Okay? All right? Release yourself from the clutches of you being trapped. Okay? Release yourself from the clutches of you being sung to by the siren. Okay, all right, okay. Just release yourself on that, sir. Focus on pearls, all right, and let's see how that go. All right. Now, this interaction here, these two need to have sex. Just gonna say it straight. I'm gonna say it straight.
And if anything is said that I think that was disrespectful, before I come at you or judge you, I'm just gonna ask you.
It sounds ironic coming off of me disrespecting someone that I'm talking about respect. But Christina's very disrespectful.
She made a judgment point on without talking to me.
No,
I ain't gonna lie to you, these two need to have sex. If they can get it out of the way and be okay, they should go on and have sex. Now, I'm not promoting anybody to be promiscuous before their time, because Jesus gonna get me, but I'm just saying these two need to have sex. You know the ones, you can see that two people hate each other, but they got sexual tension. That's what it feels like with Christina and Vince. It feels very personal. Like I don't get it. Like you can almost sense a tension between the two of them. They're arguing. And you're like, I don't know why you got even arguing. What are you arguing about? Because you're arguing about the fact that he said what he said and she's saying what she's saying about money. I said these two need to, you know what I mean? Once they get the out of the way, this will be this will be freedom. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm just saying, like, I think if you see the way that this woman was paying attention to him as he was talking, the amount of eye contact she gave this man, I thought she was pissed off at him. But I've never seen anybody give this amount of eye contact to somebody they're pissed off with that they don't rate. Look, like, I can't.
And if anything is said that I think that was disrespectful, before I come at you or judge you, I'm just gonna ask you.
It sounds ironic coming off of me disrespecting someone that I'm talking about.
I mean, look at this look here. You telling me she pissed off? You telling me she pissed off? Huh? You see that look right there? You telling me she pissed off? That is not a look of somebody who's pissed off. That's a look of somebody who's looking at him with admiration. That's a look of saying something like, I hate you right now, but you know what? You'd get it. That's what it was given. But then again, I may have read too many romance books coming from a male point of view. Who knows? But it was given. You know what I mean? That look was given. You know? She had her whole neck crook up, turn up, looking at the man. Okay? The intensity was different, cuz. So I don't know. This energy here, look, I mean, she looking at him real deep. Okay.
But Christina's very disrespectful.
She made a judgment point on without talking to me.
No, I
That's
didn't make a
unfair.
judgment.
You were, because when you come up and you don't speak to me like you speak to everybody else, that's
well, let me have you understand something. I'm not gonna treat every man the same because I'm interested in some men. The 3 men that I was interested in, and I mentioned my needs, they gonna make sure I'm okay.
I don't know. There was just a lot of eye expressions and eye connections in that conversation for 2 people that were pissed off with each other. I'm just saying, you know, I won't be surprised, okay, if they get the knickknacks in after the show. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna be real with you. If something happens, we hear out later on, just say I'm not surprised. Okay, I am not surprised. People who say they hate each other, but even when they're leaving each other, the energy that they have for each other is too much. Huh?
I don't want.
But what you're saying is that we just don't connect.
We might not be compatible.
I appreciate you. I do.
For real.
I do.
I'm glad we had the conversation.
Thank you.
Nah, these 2 deserve each other. They need each other. Their energy is correctly the same. He ran off, but boy, she's still looking to fight. She was still looking to have a fight, boy. She would have had one if she needed one. To get me. Okay, my last bit. Shout out to Phil as well. I'm gonna celebrate you in a second too, Phil. Thank you.
We have a certain vibe that no one else has. But I don't know. I still have reservations up because of how many connections he do have, which is a little concerning for me.
Okay, so we saw obviously with Darius and Ashley. Darius and Ashley, their conversation as well. I don't know. With Ashley, I always feel like she's fishing for some kind of reassurance, and not a compliment, but a reassurance. And I'm like, sis, you ain't gonna get it from these men because they got to talk to more than one person. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I do feel like, I do feel like with Ashley, like, I just want her to be able to be confident within herself, but it always feels like the beauty fades quickly and the insecurity shows up real fast. I feel like that's what I feel like with Ashley. As like, baby girl, you're a beautiful girl. You're wonderful to look at, exquisite even, might I add. But then it seems that you lack the confidence. You are consistently asking people questions, kind of almost reassure you, make you feel good, make you feel comfortable. And I'm like, come on, Ash. Come on, Ash. All right, we need you to bring it. We need you to hold it down, because right now, we're not holding anything right now. All I feel like we're doing is inviting people that are going to end up using us because we're not actually as confident as we seem we are. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get on to this quickly.
Honestly, it's been really heavy on me that, like, what if I don't find my person here? You know what I'm saying? What if I
had that moment last night? I am a bit insecure in this process. And I'm also very scared because I feel like it could be me getting eliminated tonight. But I feel like I have been
Well, I won't say too much about Nicole and Ed. I think, although I saw them talking, I didn't really see a connection again. They're just talking. But it's interesting. I think for her, look at this image here. Do you know what? A lot of conversations were going on which were a little bit surprising to me. The body language. This body language here, dangerous. Dangerous. I know she folding her arms, but the look she giving a man.
Buckeye.
Buckeye if I had to choose.
Okay. I got both, so it's not, it's not a big deal.
I was like, I don't know, it was weird because they didn't give us much things that were happening. It was very light. Everybody no one really got enough time. No one really got enough time to go deep into their conversations. The camera was just shifting and moving to everybody really, really quickly. So we weren't getting many people's stories. We were just kind of getting bits and parts of what people were doing. Do you get me? We weren't getting full stories of what people were doing. It felt very, I won't say rushed, but more of a case of like, we didn't stay in one place for very long. You know? But shoot, let me get my panelists on. Let's discuss some things. I know I can see they're waiting to come up, so let me not take too much time. I've done half an hour. Let me bring my people up. You get me? Oh, baby. Yes, yes, yes. I know you're going to tell me to push it back. So, how we doing? You're right, Seaway. How we doing, Elsie? You good?
Hello, hello.
Aloha.
Hey. I thought Sean was in the back. I guess he's not.
He's not. He will come in. What are we saying, though, man? Seaway, how we doing, man?
I'm good. I just had a good workout, so I'm a little tired,
right.
but I'm here.
That's right. I need to one myself.
Like I say, you got your arms out. Look like you did a workout, or not yet?
Listen, I haven't done one yet, but I'm about to go and do one.
Oh, that's just the work showing. You just, you stay ready. You ain't
got
got
working. Trust me. You know what I mean? Some of us ain't married yet.
Hey, to go to Africa. Thank you, girlie. Hey, Elsie.
Hey, Sid. Oh, you're very low.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're low. Mm-hmm. Who trying to take you out of the game? You still low.
Really?
You're better.
Okay, that's better. What happened there? You got a wireless.
No.
No.
Okay. Mr. Elsie done
He done turn the volume down.
He done cut your cord. He tired of you.
Actually, he brought my dinner up here so I could be prepared and on time. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Shout out to Mr. LC. We appreciate him. A man that's supportive and encouraging. Look at that, folks. Get you one of those. All right, cool. So yeah, listen, this episode, interesting episode, I would say. I found it fascinating. I don't know. It's like and maybe I didn't take notes this time around, so maybe that's why I wasn't, and I was close to doing multiple things at once today. But this episode, it was quickly moving from couple to couple, and I was getting a few bits and bobs, like Ed and Nicole. We got a bit more about them. We got a bit more Darius and Ashley. We got a bit more Donna and Ed. We got a bit of those couples like Bello and Dominique. Got little tidbits, but I didn't think we got. I guess I didn't feel it as deeply. You know what I mean? I can see that the ball was moving a bit more, but nothing really shifted too heavy. You get me? But that's my opinion. That's what I saw. Seaway, what did you witness on this episode, man?
I think that was a good way to kind of summarize it. We were just I think they wanted to touch on everybody. And because we touched on everybody, I don't feel like we touched on nobody really. I don't know what we really gained. There's a lot of like character and couple development last episode. This episode, I feel like we were just coasting, and then they were throwing in a couple of new things. I'm like, oh, where is this going? I'm interested to see where that's going. But at least we did get some resolve with the whole B word debacle. We got a little bit of resolve with that. And I hate when they don't tell us who's going home at the end of the episode. Literally my biggest pet peeve. So, 1 second. I'm listening though.
No, you're good. That's understood. I get you. El Cid, talk to me.
Yeah, they did a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't really appreciate because, as you said, they were hop, skipping, and jumping. I could have done with a little less fanfare on the dance floor and looking at the buffet, and we could have gotten the results like right away. Right away.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I can't lie to you. I definitely hear you. I felt like this episode was almost like a filler. It wasn't really a driving story thing. And I always feel like that when that happens is because it's not about them not having information. I think they're just not. It almost feels like you're not concentrating, or it feels like you've got your editor and your person who drives the story two different places. Like they're not communicating. You know what I mean? Because it's not about necessarily giving us every single piece of information. It's just about being able just to focus on a little bit more conversation. They've definitely had some conversations. And I feel like, you know what it is? Love is Blind does a really good job of this, usually anyway, is that they've already got questions pre-selected. If you already know that, pre-select questions for these people, and they already had a conversation behind the scenes, fantastic. They can have it again so that we can learn some key information about them so we get more story narrative about the couple in front of us. Because right now it just feels a little bit empty, and it feels like we are in the same place we were last week. We got a lot more done last week, and this week it feels, I wouldn't even say slowed down. I just feel like we're in limbo. You know what I mean? Like it didn't really move anything per se. I'm not saying we need to see any carnage. I'm just saying give us a bit more information about the people. You know what I mean? That's not saying they didn't do anything well, because we've got more conversation with Donna and Ed and everything as well. But a little bit more storytelling in terms of bringing out more questions as to what they're going through in that space as well. But hey, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm sure they're probably looking at me saying, y'all gonna complain when we don't do it, when we do it. Do you know what I'm saying, Chu? But let's get into sorry.
I just noticed something with that. You know what I noticed a lot this season, and I know it's been happening on all the other seasons, but they talk about it a lot. I think the interesting thing, I'm not going to say it's negative, but I do think the producers have to work overtime because of they have phones and things like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation on the phone. There's a lot of I've been hearing a lot this episode. We were on the phone for 4 hours. We fell asleep on the phone. I think the producers have to bring what they're talking about on the phone to us, because if they're having all of these deep conversations on the phone and we don't know what they're talking about, I think that's part of the problem. And I know there's a way to do it, because Love is Blind, there's so many things that happen off camera once they get back, to the whatever. And we saw a lot of that. They just got to figure out a way to bring it to the screen, I think. So.
No, you're absolutely right. Go for it, Sid.
You want to see Nicole and Ed in this Zoom date?
True. I think also, I just think to myself that if you already know that couples already got a great chemistry, why are you not recording them or having another date? Like, it doesn't do really, like, it's like that's the most obvious thing. When you're doing your research behind the scenes, who's having good conversations, who you're talking with, who you're getting on with, why are we not going, okay, that person you have a good conversation with, let's put you on a date. We'll put you on a date, we can give you a few questions that you guys can talk over, or record that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And then allow them just to naturally have the chemistry. You don't have to even rehash the old conversation. It just gives them a few questions that will feed into that date who's already got a good chemistry already, and it will naturally bring things out anyway. Because as you're talking to a person, you're getting on with them, you don't have to even force it. It's like, if I like you, I'm gonna find things to talk about. I want to talk to you. I want to get on with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, then we can start seeing natural chemistry coming from. Like, oh, okay, these guys got natural chemistry, and this person did blah blah blah. You're already doing the talking behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Yes, you way.
Oh no, yeah, I'm agreeing. I like that. Just kind of follow the lines. I think Ashanti and the teacher, his name always escapes me. Stephen. Yeah, more of them. They have something brewing. They have something cooking. So, hopefully that's what we get next week.
But don't forget, there's so many dates we don't get to see.
That's true.
So they may have dates, but we're just not seeing it.
Well, they need to fix up, because we need to start seeing some more of these dates or something, because right now it don't make sense. Whoever the editor is and the storyteller is, they're missing each other. And that's something that we need to work on. ASAP Rocky. I don't know if the person who's doing the story, whoever's doing the editing and whoever's doing the storytelling needs to come and sit down with each other and work for each other for the next 2 weeks, whether they're doing this stuff. Because it's been like that for the last few years. It's just been, the story's just never really being told. We're missing so much. And I don't need you to tell every single thing that happens behind the scenes. It's all about what are you able to present to us on the screen already. You know what I mean? Instead of us seeing legs.
That was worse than the Phil season in DC. Remember we didn't Phil to the end of the season? We were like,
we didn't know nothing.
We're like, who's that? That was the worst season with not knowing what the hell was going on. That was really bad. They've gotten better than that, at least.
I definitely agree on that.
Daddy Davis.
Yes, Triple D. How we doing, sir?
We're doing okay. Was doing better until you and Seaway with this DDD nonsense.
Can we have a moment to congratulate Easton? I know he's not here.
Yeah, so he had a fight and won.
He won.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the fight, man.
Oh my
Shout out to him.
God. Elsie
Yeah,
sent
yeah,
it to
yeah.
me. I thought she was hacked. I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking for. I barely even recognized Easton. Went right past him, had to scroll back. I said, wait, that's Easton. He won. I was so happy for him.
What Siwa is mentioning, y'all, is Easton had a boxing match in Dubai, and he won in the first round with a knockout. The referee ended the fight.
Yeah. He was giving that man jabs upon jabs. Oh boy, couldn't hit for nothing. So shout out to Easton for that as well. Okay, real hitter in real life.
Shout out to Easton. We can't be playing Easton. He got hands. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can't be playing with Easton.
Not too much on my boy. Yeah, me.
Look, not too much. That's what I seen. Easton got hands and feet. Okay, he good to go.
Nah, we gotta work on that footwork.
Not
if Chris could dance, he would have gotten him. Gotta work on that footwork.
Oh man, that's too
first
funny.
Ever boxing match, y'all. His first ever match.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's
oh,
crazy,
really?
yeah.
Oh, he did good.
Ever match, and he got picked. He trained for almost a year, and got picked to be on the card for Dubai. So yes, it was
sick,
awesome.
man.
That's amazing.
Well,
he
man.
did really good. I couldn't tell. He looked very professional. So good for Easton.
Couldn't be me. No, my knee would have given out. All right, cool. So that's the question. Sean, how did you find the episode, sir?
Well, I think we got some clarity around who's going to continue to be a fool and who's not. You know, I think we see that certain people just are going to be themselves no matter what. And I think that for 3 specific people, and that's Donna, Vince, and Christina, they just can't help themselves. So that's what I think about that. And I've never been a PETA person, but I think Darius is about to make me one. Because if I see one more raccoon, chinchilla, mink wrapped around this man's neck in a color or two, I think I'm gonna, just expire. Those are my thoughts.
Well, I need you here because you're going to see that again. So I don't need you to leave us. Stay with us, Lord. Because he's going to have another chinchilla. That's a
That man is a
man.
chinchilla favorite.
He's going to have another chinchilla.
How are you going to hate on him? His fashion sense is from his mother who passed. Deacon.
Elsa, you're being
Elsa, don't play with me.
Yeah, you're being
Don't do me. Don't do me, Elsa. Don't even do me.
You trying to set him up.
Today.
Elsa trying to set him up.
I told him on my recap that prepare for the chinchilla, and he did not disappoint.
I mean, he looked good in chinchilla. I can't lie to you, man. He wears it well, man. You know what I mean?
He wears it well. It's loud. It's just really loud. You gotta want a man that you gotta want a man that likes to be seen. That's not every woman's cup of tea. But
this man wore an orange orange chinchilla around his throat. I mean, the guys, look, I just want to let you know, listen, look at this.
That's too much.
Pow, pow. That's a man right there.
Chinchilla is
I respect it. I ain't never made.
That's mink.
That's mink.
The chinchilla is the thing that's like black, white, and gray.
Oh.
You got to know your fur, Kojo. Or that's a dyed
I
raccoon. Or that's a dyed raccoon. One of the.
Katie said a man begging to be robbed. Exactly. You can't come around me not in Chicago wearing all that. No, thank you. All them chains. No thanks. Huh? I need a man low key. You could be in some Adidas. You could wear some Adidas stripes, t-shirt, little nice button down, wear a suit, some no chinchilla, no chains.
Listen, I don't want to start a whole controversy with y'all in this comment section. If y'all like them furs, y'all like them furs. And I'm okay with it. I just said I personally am tired of seeing the fur, okay? And I feel like I'm about to develop an allegiance towards PETA. Because this episode alone, I done seen about 50, 11 fur. And animals is dying out here, and we are taking up their territory as bad as it is of the land.
Yeah,
And
global
now we
warming
got to
is a problem.
take them out of here so they can be around his neck. I personally just think I take a little offense to it. But if you like the fur, wrapped around his neck, if you like the whole zoo wrapped around that man's neck, then I support you in it. But I'm concerned about our ecological systems because we can't survive with all the animals being around his neck. That's all I'm saying.
As Katie said, so you vegan now? You vegan?
Look, you know what I want to put? If you from Chicago and maybe the Midwest, this means something to you. I want to put the Adriana first. Every time he walks in, y'all ain't gonna know. Chicago people gonna know. That was back when we could wear furs. Adriana furs. Chicago people, y'all know. You from Chicago, you know about Adriana furs. But no, that time has passed. We are out of that. You are not supposed to be wearing them raccoons and them chinchillas on Michigan Ave. Exactly. We moved past that.
You know? And no, I'm not vegan, but I'm eating the animals to survive. We don't need, minks wraps around our necks and the foxes and the raccoons of it all.
It's cold.
We need some of them in the ecosystem to survive. All right?
It's cold in the cold, Sean. He needs it to survive.
He don't need all of them furs. I would have been fine with one or two. But he got 50, 11, and one for each occasion. He had a special one for the 70s party. A full-length chinchilla. You know how many chinchillas got to die for a chinchilla coat? A full-length one? First of all, chinchillas are very small. All right? I wanted a chinchilla as a kid, too.
He did look very nice. I'm not gonna lie. He did look nice. I'm not.
Y'all are missing the plot.
Just saying, he looked good.
Y'all go
He's
ahead.
a man that can pull off a chinchilla, and he's a man that can pull off a raccoon. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Mr. Nope. Because these people out here trying to play in my face with this man with a hot pink dyed raccoon wrapped around his neck. And they talk about me eating a piece of steak.
It was actually on.
Well, if you like all of that, go get him. I'm sure he's taking applications. The way he's doing that pimp talk down to all them ladies in there, I'm sure he'll take your application. So go on and get him. Go get him.
Sean,
I do love an individual though. I do love an individual. He definitely is an individual. It wouldn't work for me, but I appreciate his individuality. I do.
Listen, I definitely hear you. Everyone's each to their own, as they say. But a shout out to Darius, man, because he's got some impeccable style, man. I wish I could.
Oh, and please, somebody put the link because someone was asking where they can watch it.
Oh, what the fur or the show?
Not for not for Easton's boxing
Easton's
fight.
thing. Okay,
El Cid, I'm sure will do that. That's her territory.
She gonna definitely need.
El Cid was on the hotline. Easton need to make sure El Cid
Easton
wants
owe her a couple shillings. He owed her a fur coat. The way she was promoting this fight, she was Don King out this piece.
I thought El Cid was hacked. I said, "What are you talking about?"
That's right, Katie.
I'm like,
I'm
are
playing
you
him
hacked?
from the sideline. Watch me pull out a fur with my loafers.
You look cute with it, though, Sean.
Well, hey, listen, I have a shearling, so that's one step away from a fur coat.
Yeah, I can see you with a long fur, like some brown loafers, a black pants, a button down white shirt.
That's negative. Negativo.
That's
No, negativo.
That's kind of the fur with the loafers, button down, black slacks. Yes, I can see
No. Shearling is about all you got for me. And the little ba lambs, they don't have to die for my shearling either. Well, yes, they do. Let me take that back. They do die.
Exactly. That's why I don't wear none of it. Why y'all judging?
Now, Seaway, go away from me with your Christian Dior, Fendi, Gucci, Jimmy Choo shoes.
What they got
Please.
to do with the killing the animals.
Well, how do you think the leather?
Okay, so now we
that
can't wear
ain't vegan leather.
Now we not wearing leather. Then half your stuff need to go. We can wear leather. Come on now. Now we wasn't. Now we did.
Well, they told me I can't eat meat. They told me I can't eat meat.
We can move on.
Oh my God.
Raccoons are becoming pets nowadays. People are getting pet raccoons, so they finna be protected.
Hit me. Okay. Well, listen, shout out to Phil with the 5 memberships gifted. We appreciate you, Phil, as always. It's nice when we are giving to others as well. So thank you very much, Phil. You know I gotta play.
Who are you?
My name is a pimp named Slickback.
Shout out to Phil with the 5 memberships. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. It's always nice when we're gifted. Shout out to LG, who's become a member as well. Shout out to you, bro. It's good to have you on board. If you haven't done so already, guys, it's about to go members only. I know some of you are throwing jokes out there, but I'm seeing a lot of white names out there. And I ain't talking about the I'm talking about the fact that your color of your name in this thing is white. Okay. So if it is, you're gonna be locked off in about a few seconds, and it's gonna go to members only in the chat.
Come on, y'all, drop that dollar. I'm enjoying y'all comments. Let's
All
drop
right.
that dollar.
Exactly. It's only $1. I made it cheap so you don't have to suffer too much, guys. Okay. All right. So you can join the memberships by clicking on the $ below the chat and joining also the membership as well. Okay. But we're gonna get into the show because the show clearly has got all of us invested. We are talking about raccoons and Christian Dior and talking about love, and are people ready to love on the show? So we're going to go into this and we're going to talk about some of the main events that happened on this particular episode. I guess the first one that really took place was Vince and Donna having a conversation. So I'll play a little bit of clip for you guys to remind yourselves what happened here.
You're moving your shoulders. You're not moving your...
Okay, wait a minute.
Vince is so funny, y'all. I just connect with that. We talk every day. We're really getting to know each other, and we like each other.
I don't know if the lack is in the room with us or not, but I want to know your thoughts. She said they're really liking each other, but I'm not really seeing it. I can't lie to you. I mean, they're having pleasant conversations, but they're having conversations that look like you'd have with a colleague. I'm just saying that the body language, all that kind of stuff, looks very normal. But that's my thoughts. Do you see differently? Do you see Donna and Vince? I know they've had some previous conversations from the upper episodes. Do you see Donna and Vince going somewhere in that space? Do you see anything happening? Yes,
That's just 2 insufferable people who done linked up together who need to stay on the show. That's truly all I see. I don't know. Maybe 2 people who really have very interesting personalities. If they get together, maybe they can go the long haul. I don't know, but I don't understand Donna and I don't understand Vince. And what I do know is that nobody wants Vince because of all his shenanigans he keeping up. And what I also know is that nobody wants Donna. And so I think this is a relationship of convenience. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but they both have very frustrating personalities, to be honest. And so if it works for them, it works for them. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. Because she had a lot of feedback for a lot of these men that are really nothing like bad compared to Vince. I mean, Vince has done so many things. I'm just trying to figure out why she has so much feedback for everybody else, but Vince works. She got too much feedback. Every time I look up, she got feedback for somebody. No.
Because she and Vince are basically the same. I mean, look at the way she spoke to Ed, is the same way that Vince spoke to Ashanti about get my words right. Did you hear what I said? Did you get my message right? It was the same tone that the both of them have. But, I find it quite suspicious, Vince, that you had all this talk about Emily's tatas, and here you are trying to jiggle yours in Donna's face. I mean, come on. Really? Really? You trying to jiggle your chesticles when you had lots to say about Emily? Yeah, you lost me with this one, brother. I'm sorry. You could have gone for me. I understand why they kept you because it's for the comedy relief, but I would just like to be relieved of your presence on the show. I'm sorry. He could go.
Um, yeah, I agree with the consensus. I think they just are an unlikely match. Two people that kind of, well, I think Vince has a couple of connections, but yeah, I'm not sure how Donna just gave him a pass with that with the B word whole thing. I don't even think I remember her addressing it like as a concern of hers and why he would be referring to what's the pretty tall lady's name? I'm not sure. I forgot her name.
Lauren.
Lauren. Yeah, I'm not sure. And she's an oddball. I don't think she really has connections. And we know she has no connections because she was struggling this episode when she found out that the women were going to be eliminated. She already knew. She was like, I know I really don't have many connections. So, um, yeah. But I think they'll be that couple that we see every Ready to Love. They'll just hold each other down for as long as they're around, and then they're gonna fly away, and it ain't gonna be nothing. Trust me.
Fair enough. I hear you. Not much said on them two. Then we'll move on to the next couple. All right, the next couple. We're gonna go. Oh, actually, why do we think Donna was on the bottom? I guess obviously because she had a lot. You're right. She had a lot to say about other people. But why do we think that Donna is in the bottom with the men? I know they spoke about maybe the spiritual aspect, but why do we
Yep.
think that Donna's in the bottom? Talk to me, Sean. Yeah,
Yeah,
go for it.
yeah, no, I think that, and kudos to the guys for getting it out there very early, um, about her, them not being equally yoked. I think that they're like, hey, we don't know who you are, and she's getting caught up. Well, people are saying I'm an atheist, and y'all need to get me correct. Okay, they might be off with the atheist part, but however, they know that they're not aligned, and I like how I believe was it Darius or Darren or one of them just said they got right to it. They said it's about Jesus. If our God is not the same, if we're not worshiping the same God, then hey, we're not on the same page. And I think like she has to understand, like, you can't be blowing in the wind when it comes to this is a foundational belief. This is something that marriages actually break up with, because people try to be like, oh, it's going to be okay, you can go to the mosque and I'm gonna go to church, you can go to the synagogue and I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna pray to the saints. It doesn't work that way, because there comes a time where somebody's going to want something very specific, and it's not going to be equal. You're not going to be equally aligned, and it's very difficult to compromise, especially a core belief like your faith. So I'm glad they're calling it out early, and I think she's being a little bit naive to think like, oh, you guys can just do one thing and the other. No, you need to be aligned around that. Like, you need to be with someone who thinks the same way that you do, so that you guys can grow your household and your family in that way.
And I agree with that. And people are mentioning that Bello is Muslim, but the thing about that is Bello is Muslim. He mentioned it to Dominique, and she said that she was willing to entertain that and work with that, and they came to that agreement, and that's something that they're still willing to entertain. The problem is that Donna said what her situation is, and the men that are on the other side of that aren't rocking with it, and that just is what it is. If she was able to find a man that was okay with her being spiritual and willing to explore all different types of religions and willing to allow her kids to be open to all different types of religions, then that's a-okay. But you have to find someone that is interested in that. And most of the men stated that they're not interested in the lifestyle and in the foundations that she is pushing. I think what puts her on the bottom is that she doesn't have a very likable personality. She comes off very, very judgmental. She comes off very insufferable, and she seems to have a lack of understanding of others, but too much commentary for others. She's always giving feedback, but not really understanding. There's very few times on this show where I feel like on Ready to Love in particular, I feel like I can clock somebody fully because they don't really give us a lot to always clock. Donna, it is very evident who Donna is, and we've only seen a couple episodes from her. And I think the men have figured out who she is, and they're just not interested. She needs to do some self evaluation because she comes off very, very unlikable. Very unlikable. And just her lack of understanding about why the men had a problem with her religious standpoint threw me off. You can correct that you're not atheist, but you need to understand just because you're cool with what they have does not mean that they're cool with what you're doing. That's the disconnect. So that's why I think she's at the bottom.
So do you want to add anything?
Well, we know why she's on the bottom. Again, what y'all all said, and just her mathing, as Seaway said.
Wait, Elsa, you're low again, you know? You're low again.
Sorry.
Let me make sure it's not me. Let me make sure it's not me. I want to see if your mic is low. Let me make sure. No, your mic. I'll adjust it.
Are you trying to mute me?
No, I wasn't.
Better now.
I've adjusted it. Go for it.
Oh, okay. For me, she's on the bottom, the mathing. It just, she's not connecting with enough men. She already ticked off Darius. Well, Xavier is gone. But with everything, it's only Vince is the only person, and Vince is problematic. The men don't even like Vince, half the time. So, yeah, although I think, she may go home because she's been on the bottom before. Well, Christina has as well, but yeah, I'm not sure which one will go home, but I think they may keep Christina for the, drama of it all, because she's also getting the pillow talk.
I definitely hear you on that. I definitely hear you on that. I think more than her actual faith, I think it's just her attitude. It's just not very inviting. And people don't want to be feeling like they're being judged. I'm sure when Darius went back and reported it, some other guys always said, yeah, I felt that came in the same energy. Like you need to, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You need to be hella fine to get away with this kind of behavior. If you're not hella fine, they're gonna definitely critique you a lot more harder in that space. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like you can get away with it because you're finer, but that doesn't mean that people are gonna be okay with it. It means you can get away with it more. And I just don't think like it's like, baby girl, like you normal like us. You breathe the same air we breathe. You do the same way we do. How are you judging us? You know what I mean? And I think that comes across as being like you think you're better than us, as well. So that's the only thing, because the way she handled the Darius situation was just really bad. It's just like Sis was trying to tell him off for her own feelings, and then didn't really come back humble to say, she did kind of say a little bit when she heard him say more vulnerability, but because she had already done that to old boy, it was too late by then as well. So yeah, that's probably why she's not being seen as such. Okay, what did you want to say? Something else? No, sure. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's move on to another person who was also dating here. Okay, let's talk about. We'll bypass the B comment. We'll come to that later on. Let's talk about Darius and Ashanti. I want to get your thoughts on this as well.
It's cool. We have so much fun on the phone, but we have not had a chance to spend a lot of time together since the first mixer. So hopefully I can get to know him more.
Y'all showed up. No, you showed up. And you been out the car. I seen you walking in. They're like, who that? I'm like, that's
What's our thoughts on this? I don't know. It's weird, but what's your thoughts? I want to see if you can get anything out of this, because it was interesting to me. That's what I would say. Interesting to me. My fellow panelists, what do we think about Darius and Ashanti? I probably should add Ashley into that as well. Maybe that will add more commentary for you guys. But how do you feel about the Darius and Ashanti connection that's forming now? You know, don't all rush at once. Don't worry.
I mean, go ahead, Sean, please.
Oh, and then I got two of it at the same time. It'd be like that.
I'll be brief, I promise.
Oh, you're good, bro.
I listen. Just guys. I don't know Darius, so don't take what I'm gonna say as like I'm coming for him. But between the defer comment, that was just more fun. Now this is just. I think he just be talking, and maybe I just feel like he just be having pimp vibes to me, because the way he was holding. Wasn't he holding the other one's hand too? The pretty girl with the reddish brown hair. He was holding her hand and telling her sweet nothings, heavy on the nothing. I just think he just be bumping his gums. I don't think to me it doesn't seem like he has a genuine interest in anybody yet. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just my initial assessment. He's just talking and peacocking around.
Elsie?
I think what Sean is talking about is that Darius and Ashley had a moment where they said they were locked in, but then we see Darius talking to Ashanti. I don't know which came first, because I was also saying, Darius, I thought you locked in. I thought you locked in. I thought you had Ashley and that was it. But Darius looking, down into the valleys below, it's like whatever. The man is looking, he is complimenting you, unless it is a lecherous look, you could check him. But again, I think he is playing the field. He does sound sincere, but I really don't know with Darius. But he sounds sincere, but I don't know if he really is looking for someone to join that tribe of his.
I think I don't see where is. There you are.
Oh, I'm here. I'm trying to find a charger. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean he's doing what he's supposed to do in this process. Get to know people, get to know the beautiful ladies, talk to them. Truly ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's what he's supposed to be doing. Is figuring it out. It's still early. So I'm cool with it. But I don't think I mean, I agree with Sean. I think he just really yapping for real. I don't really think he talking about nothing too much. And it don't look like Ashanti taking him too seriously either. I think she's just enjoying and soaking it up. But he does seem a little bit more serious with the other pretty girl with the red hair. What was that? I didn't even see that. Ashley. Yeah, but Ashanti's a pretty girl, so he gonna compliment her. Yeah, it ain't too deep. It ain't too deep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I definitely hear you. Okay. I mean, obviously, he did obviously have that connection with Ashley as well. And I want to know your thoughts on Ashley, because it looks like she might be, I don't want to say insecure, but I would say insecure would probably be the best word I can only use. Ashley seems to be in a space where she's liking Darius. And she kind of did the same thing with Ed as well. She fished for saying she wants security from them. But I'm like, baby girl, how do you ask for security from them and you do the exact same thing? You've got two men on the go, Ed and Darius, but you want Darius and Ed to both give you like this essential security. Now, I don't know if they're not giving her anything. Maybe it's a case of the fact that they're not telling her they like her at all, which means that she's actually chasing, which is even worse. So that could be even worse. You're nodding your head, Elsa. Talk to me. What are you thinking?
She is chasing. We saw her at the dog park with Ed chasing. I've been telling you I like you. I've told you multiple times I like you. Do you like me? We saw her chasing Ed. And it was cringe. Stop chasing these men. Nicole, stop chasing Ed and asking him for this Zoom date. Stop chasing. Just sit there, let him come to you. Be the flower while he is the bee. Stop buzzing around these daggone men. I'm tired of it, and that is the one point of contention I have with these Detroit ladies. Stop chasing them. Stop chasing the Cash App. Stop chasing these men.
Well, I wonder, devil's advocate, would these women be doing this in real life? Or do they feel pressed to do this because they know they also have to make connections? Devil's advocate, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Ashley's the type of girl that would be doing this out of the process. I want to leave room for that possibility that maybe she's trying to do what she thinks she needs to do to get to know people on the show. But if this is something that she's doing in real life, I would say I hope not, because she's way too cute for it. Also, I think a lot of these women are naturally very monogamous, and so they're seeking the reassurance that like we're locked in, because that's naturally what they would do in a real process, in a real life, but that's just not how the show works. So you know what I mean? Like, I understand why mentally, like, oh, you're looking for reassurance, but in reality, that's only in real life. Right now, you're ready to love, and he can't technically tell you he only talking to you because he talking to other people. You get what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
It may be because the other people are in their face. They are actually seeing in real time that night the men talking to the other women, and they're able to observe it. So it could be that it's in their face. But
And
again,
that's bothersome. You know what I mean? I think it's not a natural thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a natural experience.
But Christina, she told us that the Detroit men are territorial. So the men aren't even acting on their regular, behavior, because they don't want to lock in too soon and then be cast aside and not have any votes.
I think the men kind of have an upper hand in this season. I mean, there's so many beautiful women to choose from. I don't know if they feel like I feel like it doesn't really behoove them to do that, because they got to figure out which beautiful woman do they want. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave room for the fact that this whole process is probably like, it'll throw you off. You get what I'm saying? So.
I definitely hear you on that. Definitely. I don't know if Sean has anything to say about Ashley. Someone said Ashley's too cute for this. I definitely hear that. Yes, Ashley's too cute for this.
Which was the
yes,
one that said something about, oh, I never got a compliment. That wasn't Ashley, was it?
Oh,
remember there was
that was Shannon, and that actually.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that later, because she was another one. I was like, come on, baby girl, you take it easy. We like you to be nice, but don't be telling no ninja that you just met 2 seconds ago you ain't never got a compliment like that, and he pretty much told her she's breathtaking, or he gets distracted by her beauty. Like, just take it in, receive it, say thank you. Don't be telling nobody, ain't nobody ever told you that. You walk in confidence, baby girl. But this one, yeah, I don't know. I just need to see how Darius moves before I make any more. I've already made some assumptions based on how he's kind of conducting himself. Before I take a full leap, I need to see a little bit more. So right now, I think he's just whispering sweet nothings. But let's just see how it goes. I want, what's her name? The pretty girl, I think her name Ashley. I want her to just take it in. Just the same thing I just said for Shannon. Take it in, get to know, evaluate, look at the actions. Does the words match the actions? I think those are two things. Because somebody can say one thing, but what is their actions? So just evaluate. Don't get too swooned in by words.
Definitely hear you on that one. Okay, cool. Let's move to the next one connection that was happening as well, because Christina finally got a hold of Ed. She said, "Let me tell you a little something."
A man who really wants you is willing to take care of you.
The massage thing. I didn't know that this was a conversation she had with 3 other guys. It was like, what? Like, that was weird.
But before you could even become my man,
Now, Christina, I know you watch. I need you to stop the foolishness. Okay? It's not cute. All right? If you're going to be a villain on the show, don't be the money hungry kind of gold digging villain. It's not even gold digging at this point. At this point, it's robbery. You know what I mean? You shaking the man down at his pockets. You know, you walking past him and shaking his pocket, saying, "What you got for me?" You know what I mean? You sound like the friend that wants a hug. It's nasty work. Who wants to go first? Who wants to tackle this issue?
Can we just give Christina her flowers? I want to take the time to give Christina her flowers because she has had me in tears. She has really had me in tears. Someone said her level of audacity, Felicia, her level of audacity, TV gold. TV gold. I wouldn't want to play the gold digging villain role. I don't know where the longevity is in that role, but she's killing me. She's killing me. It's funny though to me because I don't even know where we're going. None of these people she's shaking down ain't got no money for her. Who got the money for her? She's not even shaking down the people who had the money for her. Y'all can come back to me, but I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just funny.
Okay. Whether she wants to be the money hungry person or not, this is what she's cast herself to be. She's also casting herself to be the one carrying all the bones and the secrets and the pillow talk back to the ladies' lounge. Okay. So I don't like the performance that she's given. I don't like how she's doing it because if you're going to play, I'm sorry, if you're going to play people, why are you telling everybody to play? Why are you telling them to play? Why are you telling this one man that you had no problem asking other men for money and then letting them know who you got money from and how much? That to me sounds so foolish. And I'm like, you playing in my face. You are actually playing in my face. This is all a performance piece. And I don't know why you'd want to be the person doing this type of performance. It ain't working. It ain't attractive. It ain't whatever. It's just foolishness at this point. Yes, it could be for comic relief for some people, but for others, it's like, young lady, why? Why would you even play this role on this national television? It's ridiculous to me. What can she hope to gain out of it? Why are we telling the whole play? When did we stop learning to hush? And then the way she's talking to Vince about her mother and father, again, for some reason, I feel like we are romanticizing, or she is romanticizing it all. By that time, your mama was his wife. Your mama was his wife. She's entitled to that type of treatment. Anything she wanted, your father would provide because that was part of his job or part of the marriage pact, contract, whatever you want to call it. That is his wife. You are no one's girlfriend even at this point, yet you want the wife treatment. That's not how it works. You need to sit down and handle your business. And this ain't the business that truly pays you for a long time. It may pay you for a massage that's for 1 hour, but it ain't going to pay you for a lifetime. I'm sorry, Christina.
Yeah, I really do fear that Christina has lost the plot. You know, I really feel like she's lost the plot and she is completely on a mission to tank her dating options in Ready to Love. because why do you keep telling people this story? Why are you talking like this? Then she had the conversation with old boy. I don't remember what his name was, but he was like, what are you talking about? And then I don't know if it was Vince or whomever it was. And then she was like, well, a man will lick my neck in 2 weeks or 2 days or whatever the time frame she mentioned was. I was like, Christina, baby girl, come on. What are we doing? Like, I just wish she wouldn't like talk in this way. And like, I think people just sometimes they get caught up in a moment, and instead of like realizing, oh shoot, I think I'm taking this too far, they double down to try to prove their point. And it's like, you didn't see the response you got from some of the fellas the last time you had this conversation. Like, you actually did get one person to sponsor you. Just count it. Just take your winnings and go. Like, I was really just disappointed. It came off transactional. It came off, just a little uncouth. And I don't want to be judging, but I'm judging. Like, very, very uncouth. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, she's doing a little bit too much for me. I mean, she lacks the seductive powers to be able to ask a man for money. I just think she's just very too blunt. She bludgeons her way through it, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's actually a way to do this. You can be so sweet to get something out of a man, but my girl is like using, I don't know, she's like bulldozing her way through the situation rather than, using a very gentle sleight of hand, seductive, sensual kind of energy. Very much the opposite of Dominique. And maybe that might even make her feel some type of way, seeing how Dominique is, having the men just eat out of the palm of her hand without really doing any work, and you out here bludgeoning, just bulldozing, just conquering people on the head, just coming in like a bull in a china shop. I just think to myself that something's not quite right with it, because you see, even being honest about it, like, hey, you got to pay to play. There's some level of attraction to somebody who can say that because they feel bold. The way they kind of say it, it's like, oh, okay, you know what, I might not even be involved, but I can see how someone might be like, all right, I'm down to play. And do you know what? It probably works for men who are on a much lower social economical stage, which is really funny because they that's, you're trying to get money out of them. But it's probably for somebody who feels on a lower status than you and feels so grateful to have you, because it almost feels abusive the way you kind of say it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it almost, I'm not saying she is, but I'm saying it almost feels that. But I guess these men maybe, they feel like they're on an equal footing with you, equal status. So you saying that, it's actually kind of like disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? I think, that she needs to really look closer to that, because it don't make no sense the way she's handling it. She's got no composure. It's like she's under pressure and she's acting and wiling out. I don't know if maybe Dominique's got inside of her head. Who knows?
That's why I want to know, like, is she cool? Is she normal? Like, is she all right? Because this is not normal behavior. I don't even know where this works at. You said maybe with people who may be happy to have her. I don't even think this works anywhere. So I don't know. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. She just doing whatever. She doesn't even have the proper level of like shame and discretion with the things that she shares, which makes me feel like, child, I don't know. Some ain't right. I'm gonna leave it alone, but some ain't right. Jesus be with her.
You ain't telling lies. All right, cool.
Jesus be offense.
Well, she's about to be an offense. Let's talk about Bello and Dominique. Love this couple. Love seeing them. Chocolate personified. You know what I mean? Dominique look like me. I'm going to fold too.
That's my store that I'm planning on opening very soon.
I think it'd be pretty dope.
I appreciate it.
I just so happen to do real estate. So, they feel about location. I find it.
I love it.
You love it?
I love the fact that you even thinking about my business.
Now, to be fair to him, he didn't say actually he was going to pay any money. He said he's going to find a location. To to be fair. So he's making himself useful. Let me change my opinion. I said earlier on he was paying money, but he's not. He's making himself useful. I just wanted to make sure he ain't overtaxing himself a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But to be fair, I'm gonna reroute what I said. I do like them together. You know what I mean? I do like them together. What we thinking? People are looking at me. See, look at me. Elsa looking at me. Well, God.
I mean, let me say this. I feel like for a woman like Dominique, I feel like a woman like me, the weight of my heart is being useful. The weight of my heart is really helping, getting in where you feeling, helping me elevate, us growing together. You know what I mean? It's lightening up my load. That's how a lot of women, that's our love language. Like, lighten our load, come in, you know what I mean? Don't try to dim our light, try to promote us, try to elevate us. And he seems to have a very good understanding of the woman that he's with. I think he likes her ambition and he knew what to say. With that being said, the jury is still out. The jury is still out. To me, I don't know. I don't know. It's either they perfect for each other or they both scamming each other. I have yet to figure that out. And so I'm not going to be on here to talk about butterflies, because I don't know if these is two scammers linked up or this is a match made in heaven, or maybe both. I haven't figured it out, but I like what they're saying. But they ain't scamming me. I need to wait and see. That rhymes. Yes.
Basically, Dominique taught a class for the moment of, state what your dream is and just listen to him. Let him offer. Don't ask him, because she knows he's in real estate. They've been talking. Don't ask him, well, would you find a spot for me to let my dreams come true? No, she stated her dreams and then she listened to that man offer his services. He said, you know what? I can be of use to you. As Seaway said, I can, relieve some burden. I can find a place for you to thrive. He is now invested in her vision. He is now going to help with her vision. And she is not out here looking wild, asking for the cash app. I mean, come on now. So, yes, I think what she did was wonderful in that she sat and listened. Whether he actually does it or not, that remains to be seen. Or if it's just talk, fluff, or if he would even, facilitate, more to help her dreams come true, that's something else. You have to see that go on. But the minute he said, hey, I'm invested too, I want to help you make your dreams come true. This is how I can help, blah, blah, blah. And she says, thank you. I appreciate it. And, they'll get there if they get there. It was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, what did the young people say on the tickety top? No notes. I don't have no notes. I think between Seaway and Elsa, they covered it masterfully. I stand with them.
Fair enough. All right, I hear you. Okay, cool. But I love that point about letting a man, letting a man be able to stand in, to actually fill in the blanks a little bit as well. And again, I think it's another masterclass, because Christina would have told you, I need a man that going to fit my dreams. I told a man to, I think Christina's showing it in terms of how to allow that man to be able to fill in the space. Of course, it takes a right kind of person as well, because not every man would have done what Bello did, but it's about allowing that man to be able to make those movements. Men want to strive, they want to be able to achieve, so you've got to give them room to do so. I think honestly, with Dominique, she really just highlights the femininity, the oozing of that aura and that energy. Of course, it takes attraction as well, but she just oozes that aura, and it makes it easier for that man to want to prove his masculinity to her, almost in a sense, by serving her as well in that place. So yeah, it's interesting to see how Bello is kind of flowing in her, in her pond. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if they do get together after the show. Like, what do we see? Because like I said, I think Dominique, her issue has never been attracting a man. I think it's about maintenance. I'm not saying that she couldn't maintain a boyfriend previously, but I always feel like it's when you're used to being able to attract, like your best foot is forward. It's when you're in a relationship, how do you actually function when you have to show up now? Like now you're not on the honeymoon phase, you're not on the I'm attracted to you phase. This is like the real situation now. How do you show up? And I think for a lot of people it can be very difficult to show up in relationships full time. And I wonder how she shows up in relationship, because that tattoo situation told me that there's some issues there that when she gets fully deeply invested in something, we're probably going to see some of those scarring coming out. Because if not, you finish with that last relationship, you've passed on. Why don't tattoos still be able to be shown? And I know it's covered up a little bit. So, you'd want to, when you've moved on, you've moved on. So I think we'll probably might see some things a little bit later on. But I hope them two can at least make it work. Any other thoughts on Dominique and Bello?
I did want to say that I think this 70s theme, everybody looked great, and I think that's one just universal thing across the thread of this cast is like everybody, everybody carries themselves really, really well. And they took this theme and they knocked it out the park.
Raw spit, you ain't telling lies. Okay. All right. So let's get the next one involved. Devon and Shannon. Let's get them going. Okay. I want to know your thoughts on this wonderful couple.
Friends and people bring them to work out with you.
I do.
I like to share my love for, actually it's working out too, but specifically Pilates. You might have to check out a Pilates class.
I would. I'm not doing it right now, but yeah, of course I would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I really do like Shannon's energy, when the poles are off, it's just beautiful. But I want to know your thoughts on Shannon and Devon. How are you seeing them? Because, I feel like Devon wants to like her. I just feel like he's got something in the back of his head that says Dominique. But I do see him being very much more positive with Shannon. But I'm not fully convinced as of yet. But that's just my perspective. How are we seeing it? I would say what we're seeing with Devon and Shannon. How are you seeing them?
I think the way it's presented to us, and y'all know this is an edited show, it's like Devon has this one chance at a lady like Dominique. He would not be in her stratosphere. So he's trying to take his one chance because he did acknowledge, hey, we had a wonderful conversation with Shannon, but Dominique's still my boo. What? Are we in the same spot? I think Devon doesn't understand, the phrase a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You have a connection with Shannon. Y'all have the same interests. Y'all speak the same language. Y'all can geek out together. There's a lot in common with Devon and Shannon. And I don't know why he is not, going just all in. And I wonder if, on the side note, how the men call her Michelle Obama, they call her, elevated status. I wonder if he thinks he's not going to match up to that. I wonder if he thinks he's not the man to match her with that energy. And I wonder if that's Shannon's, Achilles heel in dating. If the men have this thought about her, it's sometimes it's called a Madonna-esque, category where the men elevate the woman so high on a pedestal and they don't think they can, match her energy or meet her there or be, her partner. I'm wondering if that's Shannon's issue in a lot of her dating. But I see them having wonderful conversation. I don't know why Devon isn't going to make that step to say, hey, put Shannon as his number one, at least tell us that. And, Dominique is just, one of the ladies he has some interest. I don't know.
I'm definitely hear on that one. Sean Siwe? Any thoughts on Devon and Shannon? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
My
think
girl.
El Cid kind of nailed it. You know, it's still early; it's hard to tell. But him and Shannon definitely had a really good connection. He just, I think he would go for Shannon if he's really ready to settle down, and this is really what he wants. If they continue to go the direction that they're going, I thought they had a really nice vibe. But it depends on what he likes. Again, I think the thing with the men right now, there's a lot of beautiful women on this cast. There's a lot of options, and you know what they say about men, they only act as good as their options are. And right now there's a lot of options. So I really don't expect the men to kind of lock in just yet while the options are still in abundance. They have a lot of choices. So, you know, if he really is kind of serious and wants love, I think Shannon's the direction that he probably should go in. But I don't know. We just got to wait and see. Too many options right now. So when it gets smaller, we'll see how people act. I think that's how we'll really know.
Sean? Any thoughts on this Devon and Shannon? He might be out here walking a dog. Okay, Sean has no results. No worries at all. All right. Oh. Elsie, going to say something. Go for it, Elsie.
I was going to say that Xavier left last week, letting us know don't cast your pearls before swine. And here Shannon comes this week with no pearls on.
Well, you know the ones there. I think obviously this week with Devon. To be honest, I think with Devon and Shannon, like I said, I hope he can get away from the distraction. I hope that I know that Dominique is alluring and she's like, honestly, she's attractive. Like, you get me? But you actually have a genuine chance at a connection with somebody, and somebody who when he lost his connection. You actually got a decent connection with somebody who actually allows you to be you. I like the interesting thing about with Dominique is you can always be seduced with Dominique, right? Like, you're gonna enjoy being seduced, you're gonna enjoy chasing, you're gonna enjoy trying to get her. But actually, when you see you and Shannon, right, you actually get to be your goofy natural self. Not that other aspect of you where, you know what I mean? And you can do sexy with Shannon. She looks like a person that's willing to do sexy if you're gonna meet her with her inner freak. So I don't think that's the case, that you can't get that from her. She's just not gonna naturally prowess that the same way Dominique is gonna do it. But I saw that Devon was coming out of his shell because Shannon was saying she's a bit of a nerd and being free with it. Devon could also be like the nerd that he is. I feel like Devon's running away from the nerd thing. I feel like he's trying to be cool. And I'm like, bro, you ain't cool like that. I'm not saying you ain't cool. I'm saying that he's not cool like that. It's like, bro, like, you're not that guy. And it feels like you're trying to be that guy. And that's actually how you end up missing out really good people for you, when you're trying to be that guy and you're not that guy. Him and Shannon, this is your vibe. But he might be looking for someone who's going to pull out something very, very different from him than what he's getting with Shannon. So I can also understand that point too. But that different, it might not necessarily be Dominique. Do you get me? I feel like Dominique's even using him. I'm not even going to lie to you. Not in a way like badly using him, but in the sense of, one, he keeps him in the game, but two, also because she already conquered him. And it's tight. When, you know, from my perspective, when I look at Dark Arts, she's already conquered him. So if she's already conquered you, you're now a concubine. You get me? And you are one of the many followers. So, like, you know, you got two choices: stay the concubine, or you force a revolt. But at this point in time, I don't think you can do that. Any other thoughts on that, Elsaid?
He already can't read the room. We know that. You're leaning in for the kiss. He already can't read the room. He has a healthy dose of self-importance that is refreshing to see. And, you know, he's not going to let the other men throw him off the square. He has a chance. And he sees he has a chance until she say, no, he has a chance.
And don't forget, he's the one who sent Miss Massage money. It was him.
Right.
He trying to do too much.
Is he paying to play? Because Miss Massage also told us that, most men don't know how to handle her level of pretty. So Devon ain't one to know how to handle her level of pretty, apparently, unless it comes with the Cash App. Unless he is just a genuinely generous person. He could be. We can leave space for that. There are generous men in this world. But this generous man also needs a vote to stay on the show. I'm just going to say
That's
that.
true. That's true. You know what I mean? I think there's lots of generous people. Do you get me? I think there's a lot of generous men as well. But in this instance, bro, like, well, we'll have to wait and see, innit? Get me? We'll have to wait and see how that plays a role. So yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. Oh yeah, sorry, Celia, go for it.
Oh no, I had already said something. I just had it on muted.
Someone said, "I hope that someone doesn't take care of his take advantage of his kindness." In this world,
They already have.
you know what I mean? In this world, it done. So yeah, they won't finish him.
But that's why Kevin Samuels, he started with the men, and his whole platform started with letting men know what their lane was, because a lot of men are delusional about their lane. The men need to stay in their lane. You over here trying to do stuff that ain't your lane. Just stay in your lane.
You ain't lied. You ain't lied. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Next couple. I feel butterflies floating around the skies. I guess I'll give you guys opportunity to watch this one as well, because this was actually hilarious for me still.
Because they bought you the spy massage?
No, massage. I felt like Vince needed to confirm for himself that I was not interested in the way that I'm not. I didn't ask him.
You didn't ask them for anything?
No, I didn't. I applied what I needed.
And they gave it to you?
Because...
See, my toxic self started finding Christina a little bit more attractive. I can't lie to you. I don't know why, bro. I just started looking at her like, she's looking really sexy right now. She's a whole problem, but she's looking kind of good right now. I can't lie to you. Even with the disheveled wig. Talk to me. What are we saying? Vince and Christina, two peas in a pod, two similar people. These two look like they're very much twin. How do we see Christina and Vince? What are we getting from them?
Well, now we know that he didn't call her a B to Christina. He called her a B to one of the other men who was pillow talking. So the pillow talking was about Vince, not with Vince. And so that's why he's mad. Talking about, you got the information, didn't come ask me, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. This whole scene was hilarious. They two crazy folks linking up, arguing about whatever. But like I said before, Christina is definitely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but she stands on her two and she don't move off her two. I gotta respect that. Is it nuts? Yes. Is there something maybe off there? I think for sure. But she don't get off that square. She's standing on what she's standing on. I gotta respect that. So
Definitely hear you. Definitely go for it. Yes, I'll say it.
I wonder, Vince, are you insulted that she didn't ask you about the massage? You ain't even on her radar. I mean, there could be that kind of, irritation when you think about dark arts and stuff. Even if he's not interested in her, she has shown that she has no interest in him, or she thinks he can't provide a simple massage. And then she's letting him know subtly, you're not even in the stratosphere of the men that I want to deal with. She said that the three men that I am interested in, I hit them up. That totally told Vince, And then Vince knows that she's going to carry bones and tell, tales of him, about him. I wonder why none of the ladies. Here's the conversation we needed to hear also about Vince. Not only the B gate, we also needed to hear about the provider gate. You know how he wanted to correct Ashanti last time. That I heard the same thing was said both times. I needed the ladies to talk to Vince and get that cleared up. Okay. But we're on the B gate for this week, and I'm hoping next week they ask him that whole, does your woman need to work or not? What is, state that clearly. That's what I wanted the ladies to also talk to Vince about.
Definitely hear that. I think they're both rude, isn't it? they're both rude people. Rude met rude, and rude encountered rude. So it's like these are two peas in the pod, man. They're very similar in the way that they move. They both need help. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but they both need to learn how to be more emotionally regulated. Vince is very sharp with his words. She's very sharp with her words. They're very defensive when they are under pressure as well. So, these are two peas in a pod, man. These are just two people that, it almost like she was smiling at the end when he was leaving her. And I was like, yeah, because you two are very similar. You see yourselves in each other, and I get it. You're like, two peas in a pod for you two. I can understand that perspective, Ed and Nicole, let's talk about them because boy, they came to give away in gold as well.
Go over that computer screen, I don't know what, but I'm gonna think of something and I will set us up with a date if we do not get one, because that is how much I am interested in getting to know you more.
I love that.
The men.
Nicole says she gonna plan a date for this brother here, Ed. I ain't heard him plan a date yet. Talk to me. What are we saying, El Cid? I know you don't agree.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't see anyone other than Shannon that we've seen Ed make any advancement to say he's interested. Only person at her house. He's like, we can make this a date. He made the hand contact. He was making the eye contact. Ashley had to ask him, I like you. Do you like me? He's like, yeah, I like you.
Sure.
Ed talking to Donna at that day. But this, Nicole, stop chasing Ed. Stop chasing Ed. Stop chasing your college dreams of Ed. That Ed no longer exists. The Ed of today is a divorcee that has a kid or kids with his college sweetheart ex-wife. That is not the Ed. You are chasing a dream, and I need somebody to wake Nicole up. She is annoying the heck out of me. She keeps saying, oh, it reminds me of undergrad and all the butterflies. Stop it. That's a trauma response. You need to run. Ed is not it. He is not looking for you. He doesn't want to date you. He didn't even let you know he moved back to Detroit. What more does the man have to do to tell you he don't want to know you, like you, or keep in contact with you? I need Nicole to just get it. Ed is not interested. And I don't know how much more he could tell her. And if Ed is turning around now and saying, yeah, I'm looking at Nicole a little bit different, he's looking at her as a vote. It is a vote. He knows her head is in the clouds, and she is a guaranteed vote for him. Stop it. If this man wanted you, he would call you, he would find you, he would arrange a date with you. Leave the man alone, please, because he's clearly leaving you alone.
No. What they say, 1, 2. What you say? Makeup and mimosas. 1, 2, 3. Release them. Release them. Please.
So I just can't leave him alone.
Look. Look. I mean, I'm glad Elsie said it all, because I honestly don't even be having the words for chasing men. I have never done it. I can't relate to it. I be trying to understand, I be trying to program reverse engineer back so I could try to give some advice, because I just don't get it. Chasing men is a losing proposition. There's a reason why women who are married or women who have successful relationships always say the man should like you a little bit more. There's a reason for that. It's not for men to understand. It's for women to understand. You will always lose as a woman. You run around chasing a man. Do not do it. Do not do it. You need to be that man's dream girl. You have to be the one that he really wants to be with. And Nicole, you not it. You wasn't his dream girl before. You ain't his dream girl now. It's a waste of time. And this is something maybe you and Sean, a man, can speak on. To me, it doesn't matter how pretty you are. That thirstiness and that lack of confidence to me is unattractive. And what I've noticed is men will even treat very beautiful women like they're ugly because they act thirsty and they just act like they need somebody. Like, that's undesirable. Yeah.
So, Kojo, would you gentlemen kind of look at it and like look at a lady and be like, if she's chasing you, like, why is no man interested in her? Like, there's got to be something kind of iffy.
Yeah, I think you would, because again, unless you really liked her yourself already, like, do you know what I mean? But in most cases, yeah, you're gonna ask yourself the question, why are you so excited to see me? Why are you trying to take over? What's going on? It's not to say I want you to play coy. It is rather the fact that any man that wants to hunt doesn't want the prey to come to, and I say this with obviously the word prey, but it's like you don't want the prey to come to you. You almost want to enjoy going out to hunt. You know what I mean? So it's like, give us a little something so we can chase a little bit. And I say chase again, that word has to be very careful. It's more about give us a little opportunity to be able to earn you a little bit. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Right? Because it's almost like you have to think of it as like somebody randomly coming up to you and just giving you something so valuable. Like if they gave you a brand new iPhone 17, you'd start asking questions. Why are you giving it to me for free for? You'd start looking at the cover, the thingy, and even when you go and use a phone and it has all the interface, in the back of your mind, you're just going, there's something wrong with this, I'm sure. There's just something wrong with this. And that's usually because we think to ourselves that as human beings, things that are valuable are not easy to come by. That's what makes them valuable. So it's more of a case of like, again, I'm not saying that any lady can't put on a date for a man. I'm saying that in this instance, we can see that Ed doesn't like her the same way. So you doing a date is actually you chasing rather than you saying, I like you, you like me, and I just decided to do something really, really nice. Do you get what I'm saying? She's like, that's why it's so different. If Ed really liked her and she did a date for him, like if Dominique does a date for Bello, we're not going to look at it as anything. But she cooked for the man. She, you know what I mean? She cooked his favorite meal. Why do we not think she's chasing? Because there's some level of investment from Bello, which is allowing for her to be able to make that point there as well. And also because her energy doesn't come across as desperate. So it's the way she's trying to entice Ed. It's like, you're not even really seducing him. You're trying to entangle him. And that usually is from a place of desperation. So just something that you have to look at. Yes, Elsie.
Corner him more like it, because did Ed say he wanted to go on a date with her, or is it just I'll plan a date and he just feels obligated to say yes because we on this show and I gotta date you, and it's a Zoom date? Are we kidding? It's not even on camera. It's a Zoom date. What are we doing? It just, to me, it's like low-hanging fruit. It's not even seen in public. It's like, it's just too much problems, and I don't want to rant too much on Nicole, and I could go on for another hour. I'm sorry.
Understood. Okay, understood. I definitely hear you. Sean, welcome back, brother.
Thank you. Sorry about that brief interlude.
No worries. Before we lost
Yeah, unless this was filmed during the pandemic and they're just releasing this, I'm not sure why we haven't Zoom dates. You know, like that just really threw me. As a man, I definitely, I like knowing if a woman likes me, but this level of enthusiasm so soon, and it's not like it's matched energy, Not to say he doesn't like her. I don't know that I see that, but it just seems like she is more so pursuing him. And I just think like that just never goes well. You know, that never goes well. So I want her to fall back a little bit, you know, and let him, you know, like there's nothing wrong with her, you know, just kind of saying her interest. But once you do that, you gotta let the guy go. You gotta let the man go and see what he does. Because if you don't, what you risk happening is that if he does like you, this will be the pace of your relationship. And then later on, you're going to really be upset because you're going to like, well, why don't you do this? And why don't you ever put forth initiative? It's because that's how the foundation of the relationship was set. You didn't require much. You did a lot of the heavy lifting. So you pretty much put the relationship on your back. And that's just the way, if you even land the relationship, that'll be how the relationship continues to go. So she's setting herself up, unfortunately, for future disappointment. So I do want her to just lean back a little bit. And even if she's shown him a little bit, shown her hand a little bit, lean back a little bit. And now it's time to see what he does.
Definitely hear you. Any more thoughts on
They're saying it was a Zoom date because they can't meet in person off camera, so they wanted to chat on the phone.
Oh.
I don't know why you need a date to FaceTime, but
well, she wants to make it official.
Because he doesn't want to take your call.
Cold-blooded. Double homicide.
Indeed. Cold-blooded indeed. Ooh, Chile. All right, cool. I know I can. All right, so yeah, go on.
I was finishing your song.
Oh, be what I want to be. Okay, so obviously the last part to tackle then is obviously the apology aspect. I want to know, is there any comebacks from calling some? Is there any comebacks in this situation?
Apologize in public, not in private, not trying to send a text, not on the phone, because that's weak.
I really want to look Lauren in her face and express how I am genuinely sorry that the word bitch was said. It was definitely on the front of my mind.
You know what it is? Now we know a bit more. Like, this was a conversation between him and a man, and then it came out, some pillow talks, another person. You know what I mean? I'm glad he apologized because it's important too. Number two, it's very difficult though now to come back from because he don't call her the B word. And I don't know there's any further context given as to what made him want to say she's a tall B. You know what I mean? Like we didn't hear the context behind it. Were you saying it as a joke? Were you trying to be angry? Like what was the conversation going around that to get you to a place where you said she a tall B? You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. I'm like in that particular aspect. You know, because again, like I said, I'm again, I want to be very clear. That conversation with that particular gentleman, you know, sometimes we have really bad conversations where you're in a particular mood or frustration, or pain or something like that, that you may say some things that are unbecoming and uncouth and are not in alignment with what you are trying to produce as a reputation and a man that you are. Okay. All right. So sometimes you talk fictitiously about someone in a way that does not actually align with a non-fictitious way that you actually see that particular person. You know what I mean? And so now it's come out, which is a conversation that was had behind the scenes. Yes, it's unfortunate, but again, I'm glad that he apologized. I would not expect Lauren to reconcile with that because once someone calls you that, and no matter how it came out, it's very difficult to want to go back to that. I wouldn't be advising that personally. Do you know what I'm saying to you? In that essence. But I want to get you guys, ladies, thoughts on this with Vince and Lauren and the apology now. What do we think of this scenario?
There was no context because there was no context. That is how that man talked. It's the people that call people bees. It's the men that call women females. These are all the same people. The bees, the females, the this and that. It's just misogynistic locker room talk. And I think the reason why his apology was very sincere is because it getting out is embarrassing, because he realizes that he's an ignorant fool, and that's the way that he's been. And so now he's embarrassed that on national TV, now everybody knows that you're ignorant, you're misogynistic, and you call women bees who literally did nothing to you. And I know that's embarrassing. It should be. Like, she seems to be one of the sweetest women on the show. She graciously accepted your apology, which I do believe it was a sincere apology. But that is very embarrassing when this is the same lady that defended you, because she's like, well, why would he call somebody a B? Why would he call me a B? What did I do to him? Girl, you didn't do nothing. That's just the way he talks about women. That's just the way he talks about women. So I hope he took the time, as when he gave this apology, to not only apologize to her, but really think about why he talks about women like that have done nothing to him, why that's in his vocabulary, and why that's the way he talks. That's the deeper issue. But if I'm her, I'll accept your apology, but you're gonna have to, stay the hell away from me, because you can't fix this overnight, and you're not experimenting on me. It's gonna take some time to undo that thought process and that way of thinking. He can do it, but it's going to take some time.
Is it just a free-for-all, Kojo? Okay, I find it quite interesting. Okay, he's going to, as Seaway said, as part of his vocabulary, it's how he talks. And he is raising a young lady. And I'm sure he is the type of father that if any young man speaks about his daughter in this manner, he would be ready to go to town, put in some work. Yet it is part of his vocabulary. Now, the most we have ever said about Lauren is making the men and them twirl. They all say they ain't got a connection with her, making them twirl. Okay, Xavier said it, but he's never called her anything out. Again, I'm having a problem with Vince's vocabulary with these ladies. His vocabulary with Emily. Now now that Emily is gone, he has vocabulary with Lauren. Vince, your vocabulary is digging you a ditch. Who's next in line to receive Vince's vocabulary? So while it can change, or while she's gracious, and I'm sure, I would have been gracious because the camera's in my face and I need your vote to stay here. I'm going to need your guilt vote, because you're going to vote for and keep me here because you feel guilty about what you've done, how you've treated me. I don't know if, because this is not a usual, confines and stuff. I don't know, how I wouldn't have accepted the apology. I would have been like, okay, then, whatever. And you can stay far away from me if that's how you feel and that's what you said. Thank you very much. But again, this is a voting, dating show. So Lauren has to be as gracious as she was. And Vince has to be as apologetic as he was. Now, gentlemen, and I know Sean is next. Is there a bro code because we just met each other a week ago? Is there a bro code of you not telling the group chat to the ladies in Pillow Talk? We've only known each other, a week? Is there a standard bro code for this? Because clearly Vince knows he told the man them, and the men went and talked. If not one, a few, because every other lady but Lauren knew that it was said. Sean?
Yeah, this one is sticky, it really is. I mean, I think no, there's no bro code. At least I don't subscribe to that. Somebody else might, but I don't. I would hope that they also, that in addition to them also running and telling, that they said something in the moment. I think that is where I find it is most impactful, when another man says to another man, hey bro, like, I know you might be joking, but I think that's a bridge too far, you know? Like, I would hope that somebody said something in addition to telling. But I'm glad they told, because they should be aware, because unfortunately, and unprovoked, I mean, there's never a good reason to call a woman that name, but unprovoked just is diabolical. I'm sorry. It's diabolical. That means that it's just something that rolls off your tongue. And to Seaway's point, pretty much what El Cid said, it's like, if that's what connects when you talk about women, that is a problem, and we can't just brush past it. You need to connect the dots why you're so comfortable talking like that about women, especially women that you're supposed to be in a process of connecting with, and a woman that did nothing to you. Maybe, just maybe, if she cursed your mama and talked about your child, you know, might understand how you would have a choice word or two for somebody like that. But unprovoked, did nothing to you, but maybe asked you to spin around in a circle. I don't get it, you know? And I think he said he's a comedian or whatever he does by trade. He thinks he's funny. It's not funny, you know? It's not funny. And I hope this is a lesson learned, because yeah, it is very embarrassing to get exposed like that on TV. Nobody wants to do it. Do I think he's like an unredeemable person, the worst person in the world? No, I don't think that. But I think he's somebody that needs to learn from this. I think that he's somebody that should look at this and maybe think twice about how his language and the word choices that he uses. Words are powerful. Words mean something. So, you know, I thought Lauren looked great. I thought the apology was really good. You know, it's in the top, of apologies on TV, Ready to Love, for somebody that made a mistake. You know, I like how he owned it, took full accountability, did it in public, although, the disrespect wasn't in public, but he did the apology in public. So, kudos to him for that. Maybe that's a sign of his growth and learning lessons, because I think people are redeemable. People can learn from their lessons. So I hope that this is that and not just performative.
So I'm gonna take a different approach. I think sometimes there are conversations that we have behind the scenes that no one should hear. And there are unsavory things that we say about people that should never leave the environments of that conversation you just had with that person. Do you get me? I think I hope that man that heard it would have checked him there and then first. Otherwise, I feel like you're complicit too. Why are you running with your tail between your legs and running to the girl without checking him there and then? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you disagree with what he done? Why not tell him right there and then, hey, bro, I don't rock with that. You know what I'm saying to you? If you're gonna, you can't continue talking like that around me. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So this is a warning to let you know. Listen, you shouldn't be talking like that. Without that, you just running to go and think. It just feels like you're snitching. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. There ain't no way anyone can tell me that people haven't had conversations that have been unsavory about other people. Now, that's not everybody. You know what I'm saying to you? And sometimes, as I said, I need to know the context of this conversation. Like, how did this conversation come up? What was going on? Do you know what I'm saying to you? I am not discounting the fact that I think he's got bigger problems than that, because I think when you see some of the conversations and how he's handled it, it's sticky, the way he handles some of the conversations with the ladies. You know what I mean? Especially the Emily conversation where he was kind of driving at her, and then they're driving also at Dominique as well, right? But I would also understand that in that situation, that it's like, bro, like that conversation got out, but that conversation was just meant to be between whoever you were having a conversation with. And sometimes maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're annoyed, maybe something's happened. You know, sometimes you're trying to be funny. Sometimes you're just venting and you say something. Do you know what I'm saying to you? In that particular space. But if now, let me change it. Also, add on that too. If now none of these contexts it's just a case of the fact that you just want to call her out of her name, we do have to have a serious conversation about that. You know what I'm saying to you? I think that is The apology was good, but it definitely does need to have a conversation about that as well, because he has a daughter, and he wouldn't want that to happen about his daughter as well. So I do see that other balanced side. I'm not gonna take away from what you guys have said. I don't think it's wrong at all. I'm just merely stating that I know that sometimes behind the scenes we have conversations that really are not savory. You know what I mean? Like if everything was said, we'd all look some type of way sometimes. But go for it. Yes, I'll say.
You know, going in vein of what Sean was saying, that, you know, people are saying that Vince is a comedian. Even one of the comedians with very colorful language, Richard Pryor, even Richard Pryor, when he was giving interviews and so forth, he was not stage Richard Pryor when he's talking to someone in a conversation. And maybe, you know, if Vince is in comedy, he got to work on that. Just, you know, Vince on stage ain't Vince every day, you know.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with you. But he didn't say it to her face, and he didn't say it to one of the ladies either. This was a private conversation, which is what I'm saying. That I'm open to the fact that I want to know more the context of what happened in it. To get me, because it's a private conversation, and when you're having a private conversation with a friend and they air out some of the things that you said about other people, it's not pretty. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever had a beef with somebody and you told your boy what the beef, and of course he wasn't having a beef with Lauren. That's the key thing as well. I want to make it just clear. I'm only using it for an example. I'm not trying to put that on him. But like, you know, sometimes you have a conversation with somebody, you're just saying what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? You're just saying what you come out and you say something stupid or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's between you and your person. I think it does show a lack of discernment though, because obviously you don't know this person. Yes, they're in the process, but you have no clue who this person is. And if you think they're gonna have your back, that's the problem we had. So again, I don't discount what you guys are saying. I wouldn't even discount the misogyny. I wouldn't do any of this because I actually can see that being very much what was also taking place. Just presenting another side. Not saying that it has to be, but just presenting another side to it. But I'm glad he apologized, because I think, you know, that coming out was embarrassing for her. I felt for Lauren, because she actually defended him in the pods, and then it's like, but and that's why I felt like it was also much more nasty work, because why did the ladies wait till then? Like I'm not saying that they're worse than him. No. I'm saying Vince said it. He has to be accountable. We have to hold him accountable for he said it. No one else has been accountable. But then I'm also questioning why, not on the same level, but just why do the ladies like wait? Like it was weird. Like they just kind of like it, like why did they wait to the lounge? Why didn't they pull her aside and tell her, babe, I want to let you know the man that you're talking to, you know, he's saying some things. And then it would have come out even later on, because it would have been like, all right, when they now get to lounge, we did tell you, sis, everybody heard the same word. But it's like, so nobody maybe she hasn't got a friend there. Maybe they're not really friends. Let me just say it that way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it felt weird. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like how it trickled out. It's like, well, he called someone a B word. And then when the person spoke up, it's almost as if they waited for her to pick up. And then it's like, well, you're the girl they were speaking about. It's like, whoa. That's why it's like, so what else is going on here? Something else is going on that we're not aware of. But Vince has to be held accountable. And if they kicked him off the show, I wouldn't be mad about it. At the end of the day, we can't accept these kind of behaviors and call it normal. So I would have said that if the show kicked him off, wouldn't have had no quarries. Bye-bye. You got to go. It is what it is. Rules are rules. In that particular sense as well. You know, so it's just, yeah, it was a bit, that's all I was thinking about. It's a bit weird how it came out in a sense as well. In essence. Any other thoughts before we wrap up? No? Okay. Someone said maybe they were not going to say anything, but when she defended him, they knew she had no clue he was talking about her. Yeah, probably that's also another truth as well. You know, maybe as well. You know, again, another woman didn't know how she was going to respond. Yeah, but I think you still got to hold your sis down, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? True. Like, unless you know that Lauren's going to definitely respond badly, if you can't guarantee she's going to respond badly, you know what I mean? You got to tell her. Otherwise, then why would you tell her now? Do you know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? Like, why would you tell her later on? But hey, that's just different thoughts as well. All right, cool. So our time is up. we've spoken through what we can speak through. Been a good episode in terms of our conversation. If Ready to Love is watching, which I know you guys are, I need to fix up that storytelling. I don't know if you need to get someone from Disney, Toy Story, Pixar, get somebody in. No, it's just real. Like, get somebody in. You got money, so acting broke, and get someone in who can actually start helping with a story. It will elevate this brand even further. Right now, it's giving ghetto, and it's like we are in the trenches. I just want to be real. I want us to improve the product because it's like they've got one of the best products we have around. Like when it comes to a black dating show, you have the market, and you acting broken ghetto, and it's like, fam, like, get somebody who can do the story and the editing and work together. I don't know if it's like it feels like they're keeping people separately. It's like your team is not talking. I need you to start talking. You've got all the great content already in your hands. It's just being poorly used. That's all it is. You actually already have the content. You're just poorly using it. That's all. In that particular space, because it's probably one of the best casts we've had in a long time. They're giving you everything, and you still giving us by minimal efforts. You know what I'm saying? She's probably one of the best casts here. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't go for the juicy stuff, but you got a great product here, man. Do you know what I mean? Right now, it just feels a little bit. It's a bit mid right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit mid. All right. Well, Sean, you're there, so I don't want to take your role. But it's if you can give us a benediction, it'd be very, very helpful. To send us on our merry way.
All right. So listen, I got a few, just a few little words of advice / encouragement. As I started out, again, this is just my opinion and my opinion only. But I think I'm for the animals. We got a lot going on. We got the our society as a whole. We're struggling. The economy is bad. We got global warming. Let's protect the animals, okay? We can have a little fur, a little leather, but let's just be socially conscious and socially aware. I'm on my high horse. I drive an electric vehicle now, so I got my head in the air, my head in the clouds a little bit. So, don't pay me no mind. You do what you want to do, but that's just my little plea for the environment and for the animals. I would say that when it comes to Darius, for in terms of like real feedback, words are important, but actions are key, right? So, having words is great, but make sure your words align with your actions. And for the ladies that are dating men or dating, in general, make sure, and that goes both ways too, right? Sometimes we get promises from the ladies of all the things they're going to do and the backflips and the cookies and the cakes and the roast of it all. Make sure the words align with the actions, right? I think that is a key in dating. Also, know the impact of your words. And this goes to Vince, right? Yes, sometimes we may speak flippantly. We might have sidebar conversations, but let's be conscious of the words that we use and how we talk of people, because it is important, right? And when we do make mistakes, apologize like he did, but learn is most important, right? So the apology is always good. A good, wholehearted, heartfelt apology is important, but what you do next. So hopefully there's change behavior that comes forward. And, I think last but not least, let relationships breathe, right? Sometimes we find somebody that we like and we go full throttle. We press the gas and we're all gas, no brakes. No, driving needs to be done in moderation as well as dating. So give the person some time, and this is for both of us, right? Give the person some time to show you who they are before you hit that gas and then you're going full tilt, and then before you know it, you're headed for self-destruction, and we don't want that in relationships. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate that. And absolutely great words. Absolutely as well. Vince, watch your words. This is a warning that you need. And sometimes, you know what? These things come out because actually sometimes God is trying to warn you before it gets to a stage where you do it in a place that's even bigger and more embarrassing, more shameful, and more nasty. So I hope Vince has taken this warning on. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Yeah, I know I give a balanced perspective. Sorry, I say balanced, but I give the other side of perspective. But I do side with the panelists and say, like, it did sound a little bit like, this is natural vocab. And if that's your natural vocab, sir, you got a daughter. You can't be doing this, number one. Number two, you need to be a role model. Number three, if that language is existing with you and following you around, it's bound to come out somewhere else where you don't want it to come out, and it's going to be costly, not only to yourself, but anybody around you who's attached to you. So it's a strong warning for Vince. I'm glad you apologized. Thank you for apologizing the way you did. It was actually a really good apology for once. Most people don't know how to apologize. So I'll give you the kudos to that, but watch your words. There's life and death in the tongue. All right, people, listen, our time is up. And I appreciate you for joining us today. It's been a wonderful conversation. Thank you, my panelists, El Cid, Seaway, and Sean. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a vibe. As well. Okay. All right. Well, listen, we gotta go. But before I do, I guess Seaway and El Cid, they do some great work as well on their side. So let me let them just tell you where they at, and then we're gonna bounce and go home. El Cid, where can they find you? How they can support you? Because you do some great work as well. So
you can find me on LCid932 on YouTube. And once you find me there, you will find where my TikTok and Instagram are. I'm covering Love is Blind Italy. It started this week. Also Ready to Love. Also All's Fair on Hulu. And that's about it. And we're doing some really fun stuff on my live. We do unsolicited advice where I bring you a story from the internet and you give these people your advice, and it's some juicy ones. And then we have fun on Friday nights with a year in music, and have a good time while we start the weekend. So LCid932.
Yes, and you can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel, but I'm not as active. It's Seaways World Esquire. I cover sports, but I also cover kind of current events and things that are going on and hot topics. So depending on how I'm feeling, you may get a topic as well. So make sure you head over there. And on Instagram, I love to see folks from over here on my TikTok and Instagram. I always appreciate the support. Yes, and I'm coaching kids now, which is really, really exciting, coaching high school basketball. So yes, that's fun as well. That is fun as well. So I'll be posting the kiddies too. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know why I was doing gun fingers. I need to stop that. But thank you, El Cid and Seaway and Sean. It's appreciated as well. We're about to go behind the scenes, and I promise you, we ain't gonna call nobody a B word. But listen, we're gonna love you and leave you, and we will see you again next week for another enthralling conversation as well. Be blessed, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's not much I wouldn't do. I'm only kidding. Behave yourselves out there. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Oh my God.